Are you looking for something amazing to look at without having to pay one single dime for it? Well, look up. Tonight, the sky can be absolutely amazing, especially if you know what to look for. Barry Friedland and Crystal Mengele from the Amherst area amateur astronomers are here to tell us a little bit more about the night sky. It's a mouthful.
It is, yeah.
What is the joy of looking up?
I think it varies from personality to personality. There are some people who just like the calmness of unplugging from everything and just getting a good lawn chair or an inflatable swimmy raft and just laying back and looking at the sky and just relaxing.
I love that raft idea. Yeah, lawn chair is great, but getting in the water and getting on a raft, that's even cooler.
But even they'll put the raft right on the ground just to pad and keep yourself out of the dirt.
That's pretty cool.
But to some people who really want to know about the origins of the universe and try and get glimpses of what's going on by what they see up in the sky.
So a lot of people look up, but if they want to take it to the next step, if they kind of want to learn what they're looking at, a local group like yours is a great place to start. So there's one in Amherst, but there's some all over Western Massachusetts too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's some in Springfield. We have one in Springfield, and we have one in Cummington, Mass. And it's a very dark sky. If you're very interested in looking at deep sky objects, it's very dark, and there's hardly any light pollution. That does become a problem. But even downtown Springfield, we have an observatory up there at the museum, and we can see the planets. And even in the middle of downtown Springfield is something to look at.
A lot of people make that mistake. You're saying buying the Christmas telescope. They buy the dinky $100 telescope, and you can't really see a lot. So when you partner with a society like yours, which is very inexpensive, it's almost free sometimes, you can use some of the tools that you brought here today, which are high-powered telescopes. Tell us a little bit about what we have here.
Well, this is what we think of when we think of a telescope. This is a refractor telescope, and this is, I'm going to get my hand in this shot just to get a sense of how small this is. But something this small is actually powerful enough to be able to clearly show the rings of Saturn, the moons of Jupiter, to really explore all of the craters on the moon. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, even with going with something as simple that most people already have, just a basic pair of binoculars.
We were talking about that. It's money-saving May, so people out there, they're looking to save some cash, and a lot of people have binoculars at home.
And just a basic pair of binoculars is better than any of those $100 Christmas scopes.
Christmas scopes that people get. And then with the digital age, it's progressing. There's so many great things that people can do and look at when they come into an organization. And if people want to learn more about you, there's some great stuff coming up.
And this is a middle-of-the-road scope. It's not a very large scope, and it's not a very small one. You can see just about anything you want in this. And I have a power pack here, very small, very compact. It lasts about 12 hours. And there's a little pad right here. You just key in, you align it up, you key what you want. It's got about 40,000 different objects. You can look at galaxies,
So you can learn a lot about the night sky. Now, upcoming, there's a couple events where people can come and kind of get a taste of what you do. Tell us about them.
Well, one of the great things coming up actually is next week, from Friday to Saturday morning. The forecast is that we're going to have a really strong meteor shower. So all we need to do, no telescope, no binoculars, just step outside between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., face north.
Look for the Big Dipper.
Look for the Big Dipper. Look about 45 degrees up in the air, so halfway from the ground to straight up. And if you just look in that position from about 2 to 4 a.m., you should be able to get a pretty good meteor shower, as long as we don't have the weather that we're having today.
That's true. Great ideas for money-saving May, so if you're ever looking for something to do, just look up. And coming up on